Well, good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman, on a Sunday morning. A much needed night of rest. I've been working 6 days a week. I was tired as you know what last night, but with the help of coffee and we made it. We got through it. It was fun doing the night one of WrestleMania. We will be doing it again tonight. Let me fix the camera a little bit. Okay, it's fine. It's just me. It's operator error, people. There we go. Um, we will be doing night two. Hopefully, I want to see a Cody finish the story. Let's see what happens, right? Let's hope that we indeed finish the story. Let's get some light on in here. A little bit, a little mood lighting. Maybe this. Nah, I don't think we need that. But I will get to a mock draft 6.0. I just wanted to talk a little bit about where we're at and what we need to do, if anything, before the draft. It's less than 3 weeks away. So, some news. Lyle Collins, ex-Cowboy, two-time ex-Cowboy offensive tackle, has just signed with the Buffalo Bills a couple days ago. He got a nice amount of money. I think he got like $6 or $7 million. I don't know how much of it's guaranteed. It's probably performance based, like it should be. Um, you know, I'm totally fine with it. I'm totally fine with Lyle leaving. Dak's buddy again. It seems like I don't know if they do it on purpose, but anybody that is surrounded Dak or is tight with Dak, they're getting rid of. Dalton Schultz, you gone. It's just like every time. Zeke Elliott, hardly knew ye. Now, I'm not being rude. We all know why that happened. And we'll get to Zeke shortly. I don't want to take too long on this, but because I do want to get to a draft 6.0, and we'll go from there. Dalvin Cook's out there along with Zeke Elliott. Might as well get to it now. These are guys. We'll see how the draft goes. We'll see if they can find trade down partners. Trust me, people. There's only 2 or 3 guys on the board in the first round that I think they're going to actually take. And if they take somebody in the first round, then that means that second round you're dropping down. But what that does is that takes away from a lot of opportunities. We'll get to it. And so, again, we keep hearing bring Zeke home. Zeke is going to have to be a piece that you add after the draft. That's just how it's going to be. I don't see a Dalvin Cook, but just my opinion. I'm hearing people say, "Oh, I want Dalvin over Zeke." I don't. If I have to bring in a veteran running back, I said this in the beginning, bring in a guy like Zeke who can pass protect. Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert is a big year for Jalen Tolbert. You guys already know. I told you is that Jalen going from the jump from high school to junior college was sketch. Then from junior college, and then the second year was great, and then from junior college to Division One was sketch. His second last year was a breakout year for Jalen Tolbert, but this is the make or break year. He was a third round pick. They need to know what they have in Jalen Tolbert. I like the player. I think he's my opinion, he's better than the Baylor wide receiver we had a few years ago. And I can't think of his name. Help me out in the chat. Who was the receiver that we had that we ended up letting go via free agency? He kind of fluttered out. Kind of like the Alvin Harper route, even though he never got the money Alvin Harper did. Terrence Williams. Bang. Wow, I was able to pull it out. Terrence Williams. He's better than Terrence Williams was. Jalen Tolbert has a lot of tools. He's fast. He attacks the ball. He attacks the ball. Big hands, a good route runner. Needs confidence. It'll be interesting to see his progression under Mike McCarthy in Mike McCarthy's system for year number 2. Big year for Jalen Tolbert. I'm a fan. I'm also a fan of Jalen Brooks. But I do hear a lot of rumors about wide receiver. I'm hearing a lot, and we're not going to talk about it right now, but I am hearing a lot about wide receivers. Stay tuned on that. Um, I know me and Mark Holmes are going to be doing a series of draft videos focusing on positions. I know we're going to do one later today. I don't know when we're going to release it, but we're going to focus on running backs. We're going to focus on wide receiver. We're going to focus on things like that, tight ends. I don't know exactly, but I know we're going to hit the wide receivers, the running backs, offensive linemen, most likely. Um, Wide receiver, though, you wouldn't have thought. You would not have thought that that would be a position that we would be like, oh, yeah, yeah. Apparently it is, and it should be. Brandon Cook's on a final year of his deal. I don't expect him to be back next year. This is where we go into the um, starting over. I wouldn't call it a blow it up because we got way too many young players. But guys like D. Law, guys like Brandon Cooks, maybe Zach Martin retires. Any other veteran that you may think of, leave in the chat that might be on the way out. Malik Hooker, maybe. That's why a safety in this draft. There's a few that I really like, starting with Jaden Hicks out of Washington State. Mike Zimmer's here, people. He requires a really, really smart, young, athletic safety. So we'll get into all of that. But last thing I want to say is to my Eagle fans, shout out to you. Your team did it again. They extended Jordan Mailata. Jordan Mailata he's a mountain of a man. I'm going to give props where props are due. Jordan Mailata is a hell of one of the best, if not the best, offensive lineman in the National Football League. And he's come from obscurity. He just learned how to play football, people, like 7 years ago. It's a pretty incredible story, but he got himself a 3-year extension, a mega deal, and he deserves it. And yeah, it's funny thinking of, like offensive linemen. I called it last night. I wasn't paying like attention to TV. I looked down like, oh my God, there's 2 guys with masks. And then I saw the masks and I said, they're in Philly. I said I didn't even see Jason Kelsey, but I said, that's Lane Johnson's beard. So it was Lane Johnson and Jason Kelty. So I thought that was great. They always do stuff like that. And those guys were both perfect. I'm sure my Eagle fans see Jason Kelsey and wish he would come back for another year. I'll just say this. Yes, for the Eagle fans' selfish reasons, and I'm not being mean there, I would be the same way. For my selfish reasons, I would want Travis Frederick to try and suck it up and to keep it going. But with that Guillain-Barré syndrome, he just didn't want to fall to a certain standard. Jason Kelsey, he's done it all, man. He's got a Super Bowl. Again, he's old school. And a lot of these newer players, Dallas is dealing with the same thing in the locker room, lack of leadership. And no offense, some of you young guys don't want to hear a guy like me, an old guy, telling you anything, Listen, just look at Dallas. Dallas has all those guys that are around the team that have multiple Super Bowl rings. These young guys think they know it all. And Jason Kelsey, the last thing I'll say before I get to my mock draft is every time he ran the what do you call it? Tush push. He would say "F my life" because it was that painful, and it's nasty in them piles. It just is. So let's just wish Jason Kelsey well. But I thought it was cool seeing them last night at WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2 tonight, right here live 6:45. Last thing I want to talk about. Well, I'll get to that after the draft. Let's dig right in here. We're going to do a first round mock draft, just one round, no trades, and I'll give it my shot. We're going to go one round. I'm going to select all, and we're going to enter the draft. So let's roll, baby. All right. we're not going to mess around. We've done this at nauseum. Caleb Williams. Okay. Washington. Um, yeah, Chicago takes Caleb Williams. That's the one, for sure pick. Washington, I know they worked out Drake May. I don't buy it. Jaden Daniels. I kind of hope they take Drake May because he's got issues. Patriots, this is where it gets interesting. I think this could be a trade-up situation, but for the sake of arguing, they need a quarterback. I'm going to I'm going to do something different, people. I'm going to do something different. This guy's going to slide in there. He's going to overtake Drake May. I've been telling you about a Drake May. He has everything you want other than consistency. J.J. McCarthy is ultra smart, ultra. He's athletic. You could mold him to how you want. I think J.J. McCarthy goes 3, either to New England or with a trade up with the Vikings or another team. J.J. McCarthy goes over Drake May. First surprise in this 6.0 mock draft. Number 4, we are going to just stick to what we know. Marvin Harrison. Until I feel different, they could go Malik Neighbors, but I don't think that would be smart. Marvin Harrison is the pick there. Number 5, I don't care what this team says they need. I'm taking, I am going to switch it up. I am going to switch it up because of the depth of the offensive line. They need to replace their receiver. Malik Neighbors will go to, now if it's not Malik Neighbors, it'll be Joe Alt and vice versa. I think that because of the depth of wide receiver in this draft, I think the Giants go Joe Alt. Bam, we got a slide with Drake May. We have a slide, people. Drake May is sliding down the board. There we go. We are rolling, people. We are rolling. My thing is, if Drake May continues to slide, there'll be people trading up for him. But this is my mock. This is how we're going. Giants get Joe Alt. Hell of a pick. That would be scary. Moving along, I know Tennessee needs offensive tackle and corner. They're going tackle. Absolutely. They're going Olu Fashanu. Pick whoever you like. It could be a Troy Fontenot. None of these guys are going to see Dallas. None of them. So it's fine. Number 8, we need Falcons. They got Kirk Cousins. I think they still need quarterback, to be honest with you. But maybe they'll wait for later. Could be a spot for Brock Bowers. But we're going to go with what has been reported. They need some impact on defense. We're going to go with Dallas Turner there. Chicago's on the board again. They already took Caleb Williams. They need edge. They need wide receiver. Edge rusher, wide receiver. We're going to give them a weapon right off the bat. Do they take? You know what? We're going to do it. Sorry, Twiz. All because you like to stir the gravy. Stir this, my man. Jared Verse goes edge, Florida State. Going to switch it up. I've mocked Dallas Turner. Just want to switch it up. Jared Verse is a better pass rusher than Dallas Turner, in my opinion. Not a better athlete, better pass rusher. I think that Leatu Latu is a fit situation. 6'4", 259, has some issues health-wise. I don't know what it is. All the teams are aware. Might be a slide. He's the best pure pass rusher. I don't know about playing the run. We'll see. Jets, I think this works out good for the Jets. They need wide receiver, offensive tackle. They did get Tyron Smith. They could go after Roma Dunze here. I think they would be better suited to take an offensive tackle here. I just do. You think you have a Tyron who's averaged 7 games a year over the last 5 years, you need to get yourself an offensive tackle. Um, so who are we looking at? Well, we're looking at Talise Fuaga. We're looking at Troy Fountaino. And this is where I think Talise Fuaga go. He's nasty. We're going to go Talise Fuaga to the Jets. Like it. Aaron, you're welcome. Moving on down. Hey, look at this. Drake May. I'm going to just take him, whether I like it or not. They need quarterback, defensive tackle, offensive guard. Drake May, gone. Wow, wow, wow. Drake May slides all the way down to 11. I told you. He may go 2. I don't think so. He may go 3. I'm calling a change up, and I'm saying J.J. McCarthy goes 3 via trade. I think Drake May has a slide. You got to look at the teams ahead of you or try and get to a spot that's not going to cost you ridiculous. But it seems like draft capital these days are at a premium. If you want to move up, it's a lot of money to move up. So that's what I would say. So let's move it along. Pick number 12, Denver Broncos. We need it. Like we know they need a quarterback, defensive tackle, wide receiver. Roma Dunze makes a lot of sense. They need a quarterback, people, but are we going to take a quarterback here? Michael Penix Jr., I don't know that they like. Michael Penix, 6'2", 216. Bo Nix is sliding up the board. I don't know. I want to see the QBs. Then you got Spencer Rattler, Joe Milton, not until late. So Sam Harton, real late. So if you want a player, you're going to have to reach. You're really going to have to reach. I'm just going to give them the best. I think Penix is going to slide. I'm going to give them Bo Nix out of Oregon. I think he's a better fit for Sean Payton. Bam. Again, I think that's way too early for him. But, again, you see what's happening. They need a quarterback. I think they get Bo Nix. They may bring in a veteran of some sort. I think that's what happens. Leaving the Raiders. The Raiders need a quarterback, offensive tackle, running back. I'm going to do it, people. I really am going to do it. They're taking the last remaining QB because they're in a shit show themselves. They could wait and get Spencer Rattler, but we're going to give them Michael Penix Jr., who would have thought all these quarterbacks going. Mock draft 6.0. We got to switch it up. We have to switch it up a little bit. All right, let's roll here. Let's see what else we got. All right. Pick 14, offensive tackle, offensive guard, edge rusher. Let's see what we have. Edge rusher, we got the best edge rusher in the business, but he comes with some injury issues. I think this is where Troy Fountaino falls to. He ain't coming to us. Possibly a Mims. Mims may go to us, and that'll be a tough call for me. I was originally said, yeah, give me Mims, but a lot of question marks there. Fountaino goes to the New Orleans Saints. Hell of a pick. Love the player. So, sucks for Big D, but not for what I want to do because I'm captain trade down. I want to trade down and then trade down again and then maybe do another trade. But again, we'll see. All right, moving along here. Look who fell to the Indianapolis Colts. I've been going cornerback, an occasional wide receiver. Hell no. We are going Roma Dunze or a Brock Bowers sighting. Is this the Brock Bowers sighting? Is it Roma Dunze? Roma Dunze, Brock Bowers. Roma Dunze, Brock Bowers. Dallas Clark, here we come. Brock Bowers, let's ride. Bam. Sorry, there's a lot of wide receivers in this draft. Get you one in a second if you really want one. Get you one in a second. All right, here we go. Moving right along. Seattle Seahawks are on the board. They need offensive guard, offensive center, linebacker, defensive tackle. Let's see what we get. Who's the best offensive guard there? Mims is more of a tackle. Latham. I like Latham. I like Latham, and I like him a lot. I like him a lot. J.C. Latham. Let's see. Offensive guard. Christian Haynes, Cooper Beebe, offensive tackle. Mims, Latham. Latham's going to probably play guard. Alabama, though, it's a little sketch. I don't think Jackson Powers Johnson goes here anymore. The more I hear, he ain't going, people. Offensive guard, offensive center, linebacker. Offensive guard, offensive center, linebacker. We are going to go J.C. Latham to Seattle. I think that's the best. He's a really good player. I think he's going to play guard at the next level. I think that's going to work out just fine. There's a lot of centers in this draft. I just think that's what they do. Jackson Powers Johnson could be a possibility there. So we shall see. All right, moving right along. Jacksonville Jags, cornerback, wide receiver. Do they jump at Rome Odunze because he's there, or do they go with the best cornerback on the board? At the end of the day, scoring points wins. Defense wins championships, but you know what's going to happen here. We're going to give Rome Odunze to Jacksonville. We're going to help out Trevor Lawrence. Bam. Eagles, this is where you're going to see Eagles move up. Eagles may move up even higher. Eagles are going to be ultra aggressive. Latu is still there. I don't know that he fits in their system. I think in this particular scenario, it sets up for them to take a cornerback. I think they jump up and take the best cornerback in this scenario. I think ultimately they want an edge rusher. But the edges other than Latu have flown. Chop Robinson's still there. So that's the thing. Do they think Chop Robinson is going to make it to 22? Howie Roseman, ball's in your court. You got to know what these teams want. They need edge more than corner. You say whatever you want about the corners they have. They need edge more than corner, but they need them both. The corners go deep. Edge, not as much. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm looking at a way to get to Chop Robinson, but let's just see. Defensive tackle. The Bengals need tackle. Wide receiver, offensive tackle, corner. This is where I see Byron Murphy going. Bam. Thank you, because I don't want him to drop to 24, because if he does, we got to take him, people. I know it's a good thing, but we need to trade down. We need captain trade down. L.A. just got snaked. They wanted Byron Murphy. They're not happy. But what do they need? They need cornerback. They need edge rusher. They need linebacker. I think they sit here and take the best corner. I don't know if they think it's Arnold or if they think it's Mitchell. Linebacker, defensive tackle, offensive. We're gonna give him Terry Arnold. We're just gonna give him Terry Arnold and roll. I'm not gonna do it. All right. Number 20. 20 is on the board. They need offensive tackle, offensive center, cornerback. Do they take Jackson Powers Johnson? Do they take Graham Barton? This is where we could get snaked in the next couple picks. Chop Robinson is still there for the Eagles. Offensive tackle, offensive center, or corner. So is it cornerback? Mims, I think they're going with the Amarius Mims. I think his size, I think they're going to roll the dice there. I think they're going Amarius Mims. Big boy. He did phenomenal in his 8 games played in Georgia, including 2 bowl games. So let's see. Moving along. Offensive guard, offensive tackle, defensive tackle. Now they just signed Tart They just signed Tart. I don't know how to pronounce the guy's first name. They just signed Tart. They lost a lot on defense. I think the Eagles are going to get their guy. I think the Eagles are going to get their guy, in my opinion. The Eagles are going to get their guy. It's going to work out perfect for the Eagles. So, Miami, who do we give them? Offensive guard, offensive tackle. Miami did sign a center. Offensive guard, offensive tackle, defensive tackle. Johnny Newton, bam, gone. I think that he's a great three technique. Not sure if he fits in their system, but if we're going with need, offensive tackle has been wiped out, people. We could have went with Tyler Guyton. I think he's going to fall to the second round. Or if Dallas can't find a trade partner, we'll have him at 24. All right. Eagles are on the clock. This is a no-brainer, people. Chop Robinson will be a Philadelphia Eagle. Hell of a pick. Love Chop. Coming from Penn State. Saquon Barkley. Local boy. You couldn't have asked for much better. Outside of Jared Verse, my dog's barking at me. Chill out. Take a chill. Outside of Jared Verse, I don't think Leatu fits what they want. I just don't. The Vikings, okay. What did we get the Vikings earlier? We gave them a quarterback, right? We gave the Vikings Drake May. I think the Vikings take Latu. At some point, you have to take the best available. So we're going to do that. It could be Brian Thomas, but I don't think it will be. It could be a Kenyon Mitchell, but a talent like this is dropping and needs to go. Boom. Here it is, people. Here it is. I don't know. I don't know really what to do here. I know what I want to do. I want to trade down. If I'm a Cowboy, you got Brian Thomas sitting there. That's a trade partner. Or we could take him. Again, we could take a pick here. We could take a pick here and move in the second round. But that's going to take us away from some people. First round value. In a perfect world, you want to trade down to 26, 27, 28, 20, anywhere left. Trade to that spot. Get your third round pick. Then trade again to somewhere in the 30s. Get another third round pick or a fourth round pick, depending on how high in the round. And then possibly, I've waited until 50-some for my first pick and got a shit ton of top 100 players. That's what we need, people. But in this scenario, we have to stick and pick, right? If this is the way that it was going to fall, okay, you have Jackson Powers Johnson, you have Graham Barton, you have Brian Thomas Jr., you have Tyler Guyton. If this was how it's going to fall for the Cowboys, if this is how it falls for the Cowboys, I think they go with this player for one. This is a tough for position flex. If this is how it falls, I think this is, and they had to pick. I believe they would go Graham Barton, center guard out of Duke. You could start him at center. Hopefully you can get a left tackle, or you could slide him out to left tackle. I think they would go Graham Barton, offensive center out of Duke. He's a beast, position flex. If you had an issue and you needed to slide Tyler out to left tackle, you could then move TJ Bass to left guard. I think TJ Bass is going to be the right guard when Zach Martin retires. If they fell that way, I actually have Graham Barton go ahead of Jackson Powers Johnson. Now, I'm good with either. But we're going to switch it up a little bit. 6.0. This isn't our final. We got 2 more weeks, people. 2 more of these. 8.0 will be my actual prediction of, well, no, we'll do 8.0 mock draft, no trade, and then I'll do one this is it. I'll try and do a trade. I don't know. We'll see. Because for me to do a trade thing sucks because I don't think Dallas is going to have a first round pick. But anyway, moving along. Green Bay. Look at Green Bay. Linebacker, corner, offensive guard, offensive tackle. How do you not take Brian Thomas Jr. here, though? How do you not take him? But let's look at the linebackers. Corner. They're going Mitchell. They're going Mitchell or Wiggins. Wiggins is a little light in the ass. So we'll give them Mitchell. We'll give him Mitchell. No trades. Let's give him Mitchell. And just to let you know, Dallas, if that happens, that's a perfect scenario. We have a bunch of players that we still like. We could potentially drop to the bottom of the round or top of the second and get one of these guys because there's going to be plenty on the board. All right. The Buccaneers are on the board at 26. They need edge, corner, offensive center, offensive guard, wide receiver. All right. Edge, corner, offensive guard, wide receiver. I think that they take... Edges are wiped out. Corners, center, guard. I think Brian Thomas Jr. goes here. At some point, you got to take the player, right? There he is. Brian Thomas Jr. Can't pass up. A guy like that will work well with Mike Evans, who's on his way out. Let's face it. They re-signed him, but he is definitely on the downside. Okay, that sets up Arizona. They took Marvin Harrison Jr. with their first pick. They need defensive tackle, corner, offensive guard, edge. Who are we looking at? Any good defensive tackle still on the board? No. So they're wiped out. Cornerback, offensive guard, edge. Maybe this is a spot for Christian Haynes, but I think they stay and take Nate Wiggins or a Cooper DeJean. We're going to slot Wiggins there. I think he's a hell of a ball hawk out of Clemson. Setting up 28. 28, they are wiped out. They need wide receiver, safety, edge. Again, I've mocked him here before, Cooper DeJean. I like him here. Let's look at wide receivers. Who's left? I expect them to be aggressive to move up. Malachi Corley, he's been getting a lot of play, but he's more of a Debo guy. Get the ball in his hands type. Doesn't run the best of routes, but he's a beast. Debo Samuel clone, Malachi Corley. Lad McConkey, Keon Washington. I think they have to go Cooper DeJean again. I think they have to. It's a must. All right. Number 29, edge rusher, corner, defensive tackle, offensive guard. Edge rusher. Edge. Darius Robinson, he's more of a D tackle. So that they could go Darius Robinson. It's a little early for anybody else here. I think they're going to stay and take, let's see here, corner defensive tackle. We're going to give them Kool-Aid McKinstry. A little something different for them. I think Kool-Aid goes to Detroit. It'll help them at their corner spot. Jackson Powers Johnson slide continues. Number 30, they need wide receiver, offensive guard, edge. Okay, safety, offensive tackle. Jordan Morgan is a guard. I think this is a spot here. Adonai Mitchell. I think this fits perfect for what Baltimore wants to do. Bang. Adonai Mitchell. We hardly knew ye. Like the player. 31, offensive tackle. Corner, defensive tackle, offensive guard. I believe Tyler Guyton is going to be in San Francisco. Rounding up the last pick of my mock draft 6.0. I've done it time and time and time and time again. And I'm going to do it again. Or am I? Keon Coleman staring me in the face. I've been mocking Kingsley Suamataia out of BYU, offensive tackle, 6'4", 326. But I'm going to go with Kingsley Suamataia. Andy Reid's getting his BYU guy. He's a beast of a left tackle. Big guy. Needs a little work, but that is my mock draft 6.0, and there it is, people. There it is. This is what we got. Drink it in. Let's just look at the NFC East. Jaden Daniels, we got to deal with this loose cannon. He's all over the place. He's got a rocket of an arm. Great. Joe Alt, New York Giants. A stud. Great. Chop Robinson, defensive edge against a rookie left tackle or Tyler Smith. Or if he plays the right side, he'll be a hell of a rotational player. Great. And we end up with Graham Barton. Maybe. Again, I expect to trade down. In this, we could have taken Brian Thomas. It's possible. I know Ultra Cowboys going to be like, you didn't take Brian Thomas. I know. It's the Dallas Cowboys. They don't always do the smart things. But, it's just a mock draft. So we'll see. But anyway, as I wrap up this video here, let me close this out. Okay, NFL draft, people, is arising. It's moving at a rapid pace. NFL draft, I'll be heading to Mark Holmes's on the 23rd. We will leave out sometime on the 24th, Wednesday the 24th. We will head out. We will be heading straight to the airport to pick up Primetime Phil and then going to the hotel. So we have some time. It's about a 7-hour drive from Mark's house. And then we'll pick up Primetime, and we'll be giving you content along the way. Shout out to Mark Holmes. He's already at 105,000, but he got his plaque. I'm just getting started, people. I crossed the 7,000 mark when I woke up this morning, so I thank everybody. We're moving along. I'm going to get as much out to you that I possibly can. And it seems like you like it. Stay tuned. I want to try and do a mock draft. I got to run. I got to get a shower. I got to go out and do a couple things, and then I'll be back. I'm going to set up a stream for maybe 2 o'clock. I told everybody I would allow them to do a mock draft. We'll do a poll. I'll let you guys do it. Okay? I'll let you guys do it. It might take us a while, but we'll see. And then we're streaming tonight, 6:45, WrestleMania Night 2. Will Cody Rhodes finish the story? Please, everybody, sub up, like, and share it, please. I appreciate it, obviously, if you haven't already. That's it for me, Gametime Bryan, otherwise known as the Mailman, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.